I used my dad's horses. My dad came over from Canada during the war, and he used an ox to set off with, and then a horse extracting it down to the lakes in Canada. And that's how I got into horse logging. Then I joined the army, came back, and it's all gone to tractors.
Meet Saracen and Scout, part of Landmarc's sensitive approach to military woodland management.
The horses don't do no damage to the ground. For a low ground pressure system, as far as I'm concerned, they're the best. I need a horse that has to have the right temperament to do this job. As you can imagine, working on the ranges, there's a lot of noise, aircraft and everything else goes on. So I need a horse that won't panic. I need to be the boss when I'm with the horses because they look to me. If I panic, then they'll panic. But if I don't, then they're fine. It's a 7-day week, so I'm with them virtually every day, even if they're not working. I have to look after them. It's just the way of life for me.
This stand of timber has been thinned to improve the military training on the estate. As you can see throughout here, it's all been opened out with all the smaller, poorer timber taken out, and it's all been brushed kind of above head height more or less, so the troops can move freely in between it, and the stumps all taken down to like an acceptable level where they're not tripping over high stuff. All the brush has been chipped just onto the floor of the wood, and they can come in here now, camp, do the operations and do better training.
Troops from basic training all the way up need to live somewhere if they're out in the field, and the trees is where they live at any time, where they can rest, where they can sort themselves out for the next operation. If it's not thinned, you can't get through the wood, especially if you've got a burden on your back, you've got weapons on, you can't actually get through the wood to harbour up. If you can't get through the wood, you can't be attacked. You know what I mean? So they've got to be able to attack them because that's part of the training.
With the number of people who come here, we are really having to be very careful with what we are doing to the landscape and the environment. We are responsible users of the land. I exist in a national park, and therefore I require to make sure that the place is properly looked after.
By opening up the canopy, allowing the light down onto the base, we're now changing that to a mixture of woodland types. We're getting a lot more broadleaves coming in, a lot of natural regeneration. We've now got shrub layer, ground layer, canopy layer, where previously that just didn't exist.
In terms of biodiversity and sustainability, it's a benchmark which other people should attempt to achieve. I very much hope that my Landmarc team will continue to be at the top of that league.
Walk on, Scout.